So I'm going to show you some more techniques in InDesign to help you with your assignment. For this demo, I'm going to use the magazine option. You can apply all of these techniques if you do a menu, of course. I just think it'll be easier to show you if I do the magazine option for demonstration purposes. So you can see here I have a front page, or front cover, excuse me, a back cover, and two inside pages. You can, of course, in the Pages panel, you can move things around if you want, just by dragging pages around. Okay, you can, of course, add more and delete them right here. Okay, and in the Pages panel, you can see here what's called a master. And you can see how these are labeled according to those. So I have my master parent, and I can make another one, of course. So I can have no preference. You do that simply by dragging and dropping, or you can have, if you want, say, all pages to have a similar page layout and numbering and stuff, then you can use these other formats and simply drag and drop those formats in. So when you go and double click in here, you can see that it brings up your master page option here. In case you want to make your new master, you can of course make a new parent here and call it whatever you want. But I have a parent here made, so let's just use that. And you'll see it brings up this master page selection. And I want to add page numbers to the top of my page here. So I'm going to make a frame or text box and drag and click. Okay. And then inside of here, I will right click, go to Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. And you can see here that it's added a page number in the document. I'm going to do the same on both sides because I want to have that in both areas of my magazine. Right click, Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number, and now I have that there. All right, let me close this panel. And I'm just going to move them a touch to make sure that they're in a good spot. I can, of course, make this perfect in a minute. All right, so let's go back to my pages, and you can see here that when I click back into my pages, out of my master page, you can see here I have a page number in every corner. If I go back into the master's page, and then in the pages panel, I can go to this hamburger icon, the pop-out button, to enter the pop-up menu. Oh wait, let me select the page, excuse me. And you can see here that you have numbering and section options. I'm already in style of 1, 2, 3, 4, which is my preference, but you can also use Roman numerals, letters, and what have you to catalog your pages here. Okay. All right. You may notice that your numbers may be different sizes. I don't think mine are, but to check, you would just get into your font styling in your master page. So let's click this, and we can see our styling over here. I'm going to put something else that's easier to read, I think, for something small. I like Helvetica. Oops. Okay, and it is at 12 point, which is fine. So let's just make sure that this side also matches that. So I want this to be Helvetica as well. 12 point, great. That all looks good. Now they'll all be the same. Sorry, my cats are making so much noise. Okay. I'm gonna move this down just a touch. I think it's just too high. All right. Master pages to make background colors, which is super convenient. So let's go back into our master page. And I'm going to grab a shape here, and I'm going to drag and drop over my over both pages. I'll grab my fill. Let's see, I actually have some swatches here already, and I can fill that with a color here. And of course, you can just as easily change that by, toggling through the swatches you have available, or none, of course. And now if I exit my page, exit my master page and go back to my standard pages, you can see here that it has that background color applied to all of them. Really, really convenient. You can also add a gradient in the same way. I'll use my gradient tool here, and I will add something. You can, of course, make it linear or radial. Okay, I'm going to just put this out here so I can see a little better. And you can see that we have our two colors here. I'm going to want to change that, so let's just make a couple more spaces here to add color. And if you have your, I don't know what I would call this, marker selected, you can tell it's selected because it's white. Then you can just double click on the swatch here and start picking colors. Let's get rid of that. And maybe I'll make this something a little bit lighter. We could, of course, take that out, or maybe I'll add white. And just kind of spread that like that. All right, so you can play with that however you would want to affect a gradient. And then, of course, if you get back to your other pages, you can see that that's been applied to all of them. So if you like that, you can also do some gradients and apply that to all pages. I'm going to take that off though. I want it to be white. So, okay. There aren't that many colors available in the swatches in InDesign. So some people want more colors, right? Because there's really only RGB or colors that you may have uploaded into it already. So I'm going to show you how to just add more swatches into it. Specifically, we'll take some swatches from Illustrator. So if I open Illustrator and I have swatches open here, this is really easy. You can see there's a ton more colors here in Illustrator. So I want to keep these. I'll go out to this hamburger icon to get to the pop-out menu, and I will select Save Swatch Library as ASC. I'm going to put it in my desktop where I have my lecture stuff. Okay, I can close this now and go back into InDesign. And in InDesign, I will use this pop-out menu here, select Load Swatches. I am going to go into my InDesign lecture. I have my swatches here. And now you can see we have a ton of swatches available for us in InDesign for us to use. So super, super convenient, easy way to get some more colors here. Okay, so you can also check out your swatch options here in the pop-out menu. And you can see here that they have default color modes. It's on RGB right now, but you can change it to anything that you've saved in here, CMYK, right? To change what colors are available to you in the color process to spot. Next, I'll make a fake layout. So I'm going to open Finder and put some images in my document. So media, let's use, how many did I want here? I want this. I need the salt spoon. I'll do the seasoning dish. And 1, 2, 3. I want one more. We'll use this. No, I like the pink salt. Yeah, that. Okay. All right. I'm just going to drag and drop these in here. Close my Finder. And now you can see here that there's a thumbnail preview of the images. And I'm just going to drag and drop them where I would maybe want to put them. Kind of distribute them throughout my pages here. The spoon I want to put in here. And then this one I'll put in the very back. All right, cool. So I just want to fix my layout a little bit here and make sure that everything looks nice. I'm going to make this a little bit more of a square and just move the picture inside of it by double clicking. I also want this to be the same width as the paragraph. So I'm just going between simply clicking on the object frame here to get a bounding box for the frame, but I have to double click in order to open the properties of the image to make that image also the correct size here. So make sure you hold shift so that your picture doesn't lose its proportions. That's fine. Let's do this one. I want to do a whole bleed here. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, excellent. I'm also going to push this to the back here because it's in front of everything. So I am going to right click and go to arrange, send to back. Now that'll work as a cover. And then my spoon here, I want to center. Great. Okay. You can, of course, check to make sure that it is aligned to the center of the page here. In alignment, I can just make sure it is aligned to page as opposed to selection or spread, and I will center it just to make sure that it is centered. So if I make this off-center, you can see here that it has centered it to my page. All right, let's add maybe a headline here. So I'll grab my text frame here, or text tool. I'll make a frame first to make sure it's the correct sizing. And then I will use my type tool here to write a headline, and I'll just put salt. Let's just put a secret special seasoning. The alliteration. Okay, so I'm going to change its qualities so we can make it look nicer, right? So I'm going to change my font here to something I know I wanted to use for this, right? I like that. I'll probably want to make it, something like 48 or, 60 points for that. You can, of course, change the color if you want. A stroke if you want that as well. I think that's fine, regular. Okay, and then maybe for this, I will, let's do something else for the subheading, different font. script that's easy to read. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And I'll measure that out to I want this to be italic. You know, maybe something like that. I don't know. I kind of want this to be bigger. Okay. All right, that's fine for sake of demo. So I have my heading and my subheading here. If you're having any issues with lining them up, just put them in separate boxes. Okay, so now we can put in a new text frame for my article, right? So I'm going to make this a little smaller because it's in my way. All right, and I'm going to make a text frame here. So I'm framing it, I'm using my text tool, and I'm right-clicking and putting fill with placeholder text, so it'll put placeholder text in there. And I'm just going to use my selection tool and holding Option. I'm going to drag, click and drag, and it will copy that text side here that I made. All right, so now we have this filled with placeholder text. Again, I did that by right-clicking and let me delete it so I can show you. Right-clicking, if you have the text tool selected, right-clicking and pushing fill with placeholder text. Okay. All right, so now I have this on my page here, but I want to wrap my text around this image of this spoon. So I'm going to select my image of the spoon. Okay. And I'm going to go to text wrap and select the third option and click wrap around shape. All right. And you can see here that it is not properly wrapping around my spoon here. It's I masked the spoon out in Photoshop, but here the image is taking the whole background. So let's go into Photoshop to fix it. So I have my spoon here. You can see that it is masked out. All right. So InDesign doesn't see that mask. It needs a path to see that outline. So we're going to make this mask into a path with anchor points. So I'm going to command click on my mask here to select it. You can see the marching ants around my subject here. So command click to load the mask as a selection, and with the selection active, I'm going to go to the paths panel and click the new anchor point button. And you can see here that it has now converted that into a path with anchor points. So then I'll click on the layer to name it. Spoon outline. Okay. And then I'm going to go into these menu options, select clipping path, and give it a flatness of 2. You want it to be as flat as possible here. It doesn't accept 0.2 is the smallest you can get. So I'm going to use that. Okay. And then I'm going to save this document. Okay. So now when I go back into InDesign, it'll show this caution symbol here, which shows that it has been, the link needs to be updated because the file has been modified. So I can double click this or push the refresh button. Okay. And now it sees the edge of my spoon much better. All right. Of course, to double check that you have this active with your spoon, you can double check here with the wrap around object shape. You can offset it if you want to make it a little easier to read, which is pretty convenient, or of course set it to 0 if you prefer to be really close. So that is how you do a text wrap. A text wrap is required for this assignment. Make sure that you include that here. So we have these offsets. Okay, you can also see here in the text wrap panel, okay, that I can also modify the offset in here or change, you know, how it is wrapping. You can use the contour options here. It's already selected as same as clipping. Photoshop path could also work because it's, you know, in this file. You can, of course, wrap it to right or left sides, just the right side, the largest area. Really easy way to change those options here. All right. What else can I show you? Let's make a custom shape. So I'm going to open the shape tool. I'm going to make a perfect circle. I'm holding shift. All right. And you can add a fill, of course, in all of those ways that we've already reviewed. You can find color. If you double click on this, and I am sampling from anywhere on the screen here, so I'm going to, instead of just like, you know, toggling through here to try to find a color that I like, I can hold my mouse down over the eyedrop tool, and I can start going across the screen, and it's going to sample whatever color is over the screen, which is super convenient. So maybe I'll sample, you know, something from this mound of spices here, just to reuse the color that's already present on the page. And I'm going to do the same thing for a stroke. Let's do something maybe redder. Okay. Maybe I can make the stroke 4 pixels or 5 pixels. And I can change the pattern, right? Of the outside if I want to do that, which is, this is fine, I think, right? You can, of course, add effects to it, right? We can open the effects panel, maybe give it a nice satin and an inner glow. I'll keep it at the settings that are there. Now we have some intense, maybe I'll fix that inner glow a little bit. All right, so we have this custom shape now. I can duplicate it just like I duplicated the text earlier by holding Option or Alt and dragging, and you can just keep making multiples of the same piece. So it's a really nice, easy way to, you know, duplicate your graphics as you are working, and have them all be uniform. And let's say that I want to make a rectangle with similar features, right? You can do that by giving it properties, okay? So I will do an object style here. So I'm going to select the main circle, the first one I made, and I'm going to go into object styles. If you don't have object styles open, you would go into window, styles, and make sure object styles is selected. So I'm going to name this, give it a new style, and call this maybe orange circle. I don't need this to be all caps. Orange circle. Okay. And I'll just push OK. And now if I select my square, okay, and I want it selected. It's not letting me select this, which is kind of frustrating. Okay, I have to select the path. All right, I can now apply that orange circle pattern to my square as well. So it's a really easy way to, have consistency and uniformness in your design, in your whole, magazine, because, you have certain shapes already planned for you that you think would work in your design. So it's a really nice way to keep your styles consistent throughout it, which is really, really nice. So it'll, multiple graphics have the same properties, really nice. So this is good for graphics, things like bullet points, stuff like that. And you can do this for text styles as well. So let's do a text style here. Let's do it in here. So I'll use this this font here, or this type text area here. Again, you can fill it with placeholder text by using the right click and selecting that. And we'll go into text or character styles, which is also a panel I already have open. And I already have a body copy style here, but I'm going to make another one for you here. You can see I already have it selected for my body copy, but I'll make another one. So we'll click the new button, and I'll call it body copy 2. So you can give it general character styles. This is the style that I already have selected, but I can pick anything else that I want if I want to change it. Right, you can make the sizing all the same. Right, I would leave, the kerning and leading and stuff like that. But you can pick a font family here. You can pick a font style, right? This is to control scale. You can pick what color it's going to be all the time. Since it's the body copy, it should be black, in my opinion. We don't want it underlined. We don't want to strike through. We'll just push OK. And now we have this body copy here formatted the way I wanted. I can, of course, always go back and forth between the two styles I've made. And now I could technically go into, this here, and also have that copy this formatting here if I wanted. Right, and then again, now you have a way to have nice consistency throughout your magazine. Okay. We can do the same thing, of course, for a header. So let's do that here. We'll make a new one. I'm going to call it heading 1. I want my font family to be Merriweather. It's already what I'm working with here. Here. This is for heading, so I'm going to make this bold. I want it to be this nice dark red color here that I've been using throughout my design, and now I have this red heading text here, and now I could, make other pages follow that, right? I can take this and in character styles give it the heading, and now it will match that heading that we have up there. So really nice way for uniformity throughout your entire publication. You can use something like, the body copy for your menu descriptions or the article text in your magazine. All right, cool. I think that's it. We went through object and character styles, text wrapping with a Photoshop document, and the master pages. So I think that will do it for today. As always, email me if you need me, and good luck with your project.